My family left me at a bus stop after graduation with $60 in a backpack. Good luck out there, my mom said. 13 years later, I pulled up to the family reunion in a limo. They didn't recognize me. I was 18 years old. No warning, no blow up, no dramatic speech the night before. My dad came into my room the morning after graduation and told me to pack a bag. Said we were going for a drive. I threw some clothes in a duffel, grabbed my phone charger, and got in the back seat. My brother was in the front. He didn't look at me the whole ride. We pulled into a Greyhound station about 40 minutes from our house. My dad put the car in park and turned around. He said I wasn't college material. Said they'd already spent everything on my brother's first year and couldn't carry dead weight. That's the word he used, dead weight. My mom handed me an envelope without making eye contact. Inside was 320s and a folded bus schedule. Good luck out there, she said. Then they drove away. I stood in that parking lot long enough for 2 buses to come and go. I finally just pointed at the departure board and picked somewhere I'd never heard of. Got on the bus and watched everything I knew disappear through a smudged window. The first few months were the kind of hard that doesn't make good stories. I worked as a dishwasher at a pizza place that smelled like mildew. Picked up night janitor shifts at an office park. Came home at 2 a.m., set an alarm for 7, did it again. Slept in a room above a laundromat because it was the only thing I could afford. There was a public library 2 blocks from where I lived. I started going on my days off, not for any noble reason, just because it was quiet and free. Taught myself to code from free tutorials on the public computers. Stayed until they kicked me out at closing. At 22, I built a basic app. A small logistics company paid me $4,000 for the license rights. It was the first money I'd ever made from something that came from my own head. I built another, then another. By 25, I had a real product with paying customers. By 27, I sold the company for just over $3 million. I didn't tell anyone, not a single person from my old life. My brother would call every year or two, casual, like nothing had happened. How's it going, you good? I'd say fine and hang up. I wasn't protecting a secret. I just genuinely had nothing to say to him. Then my cousin texted me a screenshot about 6 months ago. It was a Facebook post from my mom. She was talking about how proud she was of her 2 sons, my brother with his government job, and me, her second son, living abroad, finding himself, taking his time, finding myself. I stared at that for a long time. She had taken 13 years of silence and turned it into a character trait. In her version, I wasn't abandoned. I was on a journey. She wasn't someone who handed her kid $60 and drove off. She was a patient mother giving her son space to grow. The reunion was 6 weeks away. My cousin mentioned it like an afterthought. It wasn't an afterthought to me. I didn't plan anything dramatic. No rehearsed speech. I just decided I was going to show up, and I was going to arrive the way I arrived at everything now, on my own terms. I rented a limo for 4 hours. Black, long, clean, nothing flashy, but impossible to ignore, parked outside a house full of minivans. About 60 people were spread across my aunt's lawn when I got there. String lights, white hen, catered spread. My brother was laughing too loud near the grill. My dad stood with his brothers, older and heavier than I remembered. And then I saw my mom crossing the lawn toward me with a big hostess smile, the kind she used for people she wanted to impress. She looked right at my face. "Sir, can I get you something to drink?" She thought I was a guest she hadn't met, someone worth being charming to. I let the silence sit for a second. "It's me, Mom." The smile didn't fade so much as collapse. She went completely still. Her eyes moved over my face like she was doing math that wouldn't add up. I watched the exact moment it landed, when confusion became recognition, and recognition became something she didn't have a name for. My dad walked over. My brother turned around. Nobody spoke for what felt like a full minute. I didn't yell, didn't pull out a speech. I just stood there and let them look at the person they left at a bus stop with $60. I stayed 40 minutes, said hello to a few cousins, ate a plate of food. When I left, my mom followed me to the gate and said my name once. I turned around. She started to say something, then stopped. I nodded and got in the car. I didn't need the apology or the tearful reconciliation. Every shift I picked up, every late night at that library, every version of myself I rebuilt from scratch, that was already the conversation. They got their answer. They just didn't get to be there for the questions.